if I were a local entrepreneur, here's what I would be focusing on. There are two times in which entrepreneurs win the day. The first time is when the economy is going great guns and there's a lot of capital in the system. We're not in those times right now. Those times ended in the late 1990s. The second time that entrepreneurs really, it's their day, is when the economy corrects and it goes into a crisis. And the reason it's a time for entrepreneurism is because the risk and reward of changing, radical changing, is reversed. You're now at the bottom, and there's very little stopping you from trying stuff. What's going to be interesting right now is there's a ton of money pouring into the economy through the government. There's a lot of companies that are floundering and don't have good answers. The question is, can the entrepreneur here in the Lehigh Valley, can they locate the places where these companies are struggling? Can they develop their technology and apply their technology in very specific places? Not, oh, here's my new widget. Here's the pill that makes the pain go away, right? In that very specific way. So now is the time to network. Now is the time to look very carefully at where the bigger companies are struggling. Now is the time to look at where the money's going to come into the economy. Because I believe that most of these more breakthrough innovation opportunities are out of the reach of most of these larger firms. They don't have anything for that. If they did, they'd be doing it already. They'd be applying that. So I think what's going to happen here is some percentage of your entrepreneurs down here are going to be enterprising. They're going to use their networks. They're going to use, whether it's the incubators or whether it's these business associations, the universities, they're going to use these networks to find the very specific places where their interesting capabilities create some interesting opportunities for the larger companies. And what this requires is it requires something very interesting that entrepreneurs are not particularly good at, which is it requires that you develop a deep understanding of where those larger companies are feeling pain, how those larger companies operate, and where those on-ramps are for those more experimental solutions, technologies, services that you've got. Because that's where you're going to get your cash flow. That's where those big cash infusions are going to come from. It's going to take you, nothing. What's the old saying? Customers king, clients king. Nothing is more attractive to the venture capital community, to the mezzanine funding community, than customers, paying customers who have a lot of upside and a lot of horizon for those technologies to get adopted. I think that's what I'd be looking at right now.